It is hockey night at the Rochester Institute of Technology as a sea of orange is assembling here at the Gene Policini Center. The corner crew, the pep band settling in as they will make their presence known and felt for that matter when the puck drops in a little over a half hour from now. Both teams on the ice for warm-ups. It is RIT and Robert Morris for Game 2 of their weekend series here tonight. You are watching RIT SportsZone Pregame Live, presented by Taylor the Builders. Highlights, analysis, live interviews, and more on the way as we get you set for this Atlantic hockey matchup. You are looking high above our set here behind Section 109, the new RIT SportsZone Broadcast Center, constructed this summer so we could be with you for every men's home hockey game here on campus. Good evening, I'm Kevin Roach, and we are so glad you could join us here tonight for RIT SportsZone Pregame Live. We welcome our viewers watching online and across New York State on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Well, the two-time defending Atlantic hockey champions began defense of their conference title in front of the home fans last night. RIT beginning its quest for a three-peat against the team they beat for the title back in March. A much different looking Robert Morris team than what we saw in March. The Colonials lost 9 starters from a year ago. We pick up the action in the first period. Tigers peppering Dalton Isaac. Miles Powell denied, but Caleb Cameron is there to put home the rebound. RIT led 1-0 after 1 period of play. Second period, Robert Morris responding. Tigers can't clear the zone. Timmy Moore all alone in the slot, beating Mike Rotolo to tie the game at 1, but it was short-lived. 4-on-4 hockey, 2-on-1 break. Gabe Valenzuela to Liam Cairns for the score. RIT back on top, 2-1, and they were jumping here at the Policini. It was a big period for the Tigers. Freshman defenseman Brody Vallette somehow, someway squeaks one by Dalton Isaac for his first goal as a Tiger. Take another look. Watch this one. It apparently goes off Isaac's helmet and into the net right there. The Tigers will take it any way they could get it. They were up 3-1. They would lead 4-1. They were down 5-3. Robert Morris had the advantage on the power play, and they take advantage. Brady Ferguson scores. It was a 2-goal game after 2. RIT didn't mess around in the third, though. The play of the game, Gabe Valenzuela. Oh, he holds it, and gets it to go. Some fancy moves there. More on him in a moment. The Tigers dominated play in the period. Oh, the captain on the power play. Miles Powell getting the rebound. A power play goal for him. 6 different scores for RIT last night as Game 1 goes to the Tigers by a final of 6-3.
I thought we took the pace of them from start to finish tonight, other than a few shifts here and there, but that happens in a game. I thought we absolutely pushed the pace. We dominated. We grabbed ice before they could, and I thought it was a really good team effort tonight. Obviously, a win's a win. 3 goals isn't something I like to give up. Obviously, I'd like a couple of those back, but the most important thing is we got 2 points tonight. I played pretty well, and I thought the team played phenomenal in front of me, so it makes my job so much easier when they do that.
We capitalized on some. We missed on some others. And even the goals we scored, we stuck with it because they weren't first shots. It was second and third efforts, and I thought at times we controlled the puck down low pretty well. I think really the only thing that I was a little disappointed in was just the start to the third period. We're up 2 goals. I thought they came out very strong, got us on our heels. If they were to score there, it's a 1-goal game with a whole period. So regardless of how the 2 periods went, prior to that, if they get it to 1 goal, it's a whole different hockey game.
You get a goal, Gabe gets a goal and a couple of assists. Talk about how well you guys are gelling early on.
You know what, me and Gabe have been playing together since we were 10 years old. We grew up together, so me and him know each other in and out. And I know Brownie gives us another dimension. He's got good speed, he's a big body, he takes to the net. So yeah, we just want to continue doing what we can to help the team win.
Yeah, that line is really gelling right now. Joined by John DeTullio, who's been working with RIT SportsZone as an analyst on our Tiger hockey broadcast for 9 seasons now. John, we talked about 6 different goal scorers last night. We knew this team would be good, but how encouraged are you by last night's effort?
Yeah, I look at that Frozen 4 team.
Yeah.
I think this team has as much talent and as much depth as that team had 6 years ago. It's a lot of hockey to be played. I get it. But this team is loaded. To tell you how loaded they are, 5 different players are in the lineup that were not in the lineup last night. They're deep. 4 lines, they roll them all out. They're as deep as any team in Atlantic hockey.
That is a nice luxury to have.
Yep.
Not many teams have that around the country. I asked you and Gene on last night's pregame live broadcast, who's on the verge of a monster season, and you told me?
Gabe Valenzuela. I love this kid. Great playmaker. Fantastic playmaker for RIT.
Yeah, what a goal he had in the third period last night as we take another look. John, take us through it.
I mean, look at the puck handling is incredible. He's a tremendous skater, and then he's able to finish. You got to get a body on him. That's what Robert Morris has got to come up. Can't allow him to do that. This is incredible moves. Able to stop on the dime, but his head's up, and he's able to keep the puck on his stick. That was a sensational move. Oh, by the way, he won 11 faceoffs last night as well. The kid is a dynamic finisher, a playmaker, and a few years ago, the MGM line really dictated RIT. Not the case this year. They've got 2, 3, if not 4 different lines that can beat you. But that line of Cairns, Valenzuela, and Brown is as good as any line in Atlantic hockey, maybe in the country.
And that poses problems for a lot of teams. Valenzuela with a career night last night, 1 goal, 2 assists. We caught up with the sophomore after the game and asked him about that highlight reel third period goal.
I was actually tired. I was tired, and when Liam gave it to me, I was like, oh, man. And I noticed that they were changing. I was like, oh, okay, like maybe it'll be like a 2-on-1, 2-on-2. And I took a little guess. I'm like, okay, hopefully no one's behind us. Liam drove the net hard, drove one of the guys with him, and I just fake shot and held on, and until I saw an opening, I just shot it. Yeah.
Did you think the whole way as you were holding on that you were going to have a shot at that net?
Yeah, but at the same time, like if there's someone behind me, he's stripping me for sure. But I took the risk, yeah.
Oh, he's going to be fun to watch all season long. John, what do the Tigers have to do tonight to be victorious and sweep this series?
Well, Andrew Pickle's going to start tonight.
Yep.
So you've got to get shots on goal. You've got to get pucks to the net. Stay out of the box. They're calling the game a lot tighter than they have in the past. Too many penalties last night, and I think they've got to match last night's intensity because a desperate team, that's Robert Morris, will come out with a lot of energy in the first period. RIT needs to match it.
Yeah, Wayne said that's the challenge. The team that wins maybe takes their foot off the gas a little bit. They have to avoid against that here tonight. We'll look for you in a little bit from now. It was a rough night for the Colonials, as we mentioned. SportsZone Stacey Pension is ringside and joins us live with Robert Morris head coach Derek Schooley, who I'd imagine is going to tinker with his lineup a little bit tonight. Stacey?
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. Thanks for joining us. First and foremost, Isaac was in goal last night. Have you made any changes in goal for tonight?
Well, I think the biggest change that we made is we're wearing red uniforms tonight. But other than that, Andrew Pickle's going to get his first career start. Andrew's been a junior for us. He's been very good with his when he's had to come in relief, but this will be his first career start. Side note is Andrew Pickle's dad played college hockey with Wayne Wilson and Brian Hills. So a little bit of Bowling Green rivalry there. We've got 2 changes up front. Daniel Manzanuto and Kevin Lavoie are going to play their first game, and Sean Giles is going to play his first game. So we're going to be really young lineup, but really enthusiastic lineup.
Yeah, we know you have a much different lineup this year compared to last year. Are you hoping some of these tweaks will, get things going a little better?
Well, I mean, we played 1 game. We're still trying to find out what we have. A couple guys that played last night were fine. They did some good things, but we want to see exactly what we have. And until we can see what we have, we can't make decisions on who's playing. I mean, RIT made 5 changes tonight in their lineup, and they won 6-3. So I think everybody's just trying to figure out what they have.
Thanks, Coach, very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Back to you.
All right, Stacey Pension, thanks so much. Stacey will join Gene Battaglia, John DiTullio during tonight's live broadcast of Tiger Hockey coming up at the top of the hour. Plenty ahead still here tonight. Women's hockey facing off against Providence. We'll have the highlights for you. And are you the ultimate Tigers fan? Maybe you sitting right there. Oh, you're going to want to get your hands on the Ultimate in Tigers memorabilia. It's all next. You're watching RIT Sports Zone pregame live. And welcome back to RIT Sports Zone pregame live from the Gene Policini Center at the Rochester Institute of Technology. The Tigers and Robert Morris to get things started tonight at 7:05. For those of you who may not be familiar with RIT, the school also plays Division I women's hockey, and the Tigers were also in town this weekend for a 2-game series with Providence College. We pick up the highlights as the Tigers face in the Friars, trying to get that first win on the year and trying to avenge yesterday's tough 7-0 loss to the Friars. After a scoreless first period, Friars with the man advantage. Kate Friesen to Blair Parent for the power play goal. Her first of the season gave the Friars a 1-0 lead. Providence had the power play working today. As you see, that one just getting by Jenna DeYoung. They had it going. Final minute of the period, Rachel Rockwell scoring to put the Friars up by 2. Providence went 3 for 11 on the power play. RIT 0 0 for 10. They get shut out again. The Friars win it today by a final of 3-0. Hey, the Tigers are back home here next weekend against Union College. However, our next live broadcast of RIT women's hockey comes up on Friday, October 28th, as the Tigers host Penn State. Face-off is at 2:05, and you can see all the action right here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Well, RIT has a long list of successful alums working here in the States and around the globe. Tonight we introduce you to a 2008 hockey alum who in the last 22 months has quit his job, started a brand new company, and is now nearing a major profit milestone, all thanks to a simple drawing and a dream. Like many RIT hockey alums, Ricky Walton took a shot at playing in the pros.
I went over to Novi Sad, Serbia, played a little bit in Croatia and Novi Sad. I was like the Wayne Gretzky of Serbia, the 5'8" Wayne Gretzky of Serbia. After that, I shut it down. I didn't see a future in hockey.
After his brief stint in Europe, the 2008 business management grad returned home to Canada and jumped into the world of sales.
At what point did you realize that what you were doing career-wise wasn't working out for you?
Yeah, well, we spoke a little bit offline. I actually had a pretty dramatic story happen to me in August 2014. I lost my mom. I took it really tough. I mean, it was one of those things where, just going through the motions. So from probably the last half of 2014, I just worked at my normal job for the food science company. And then it hit January 2015. And I was like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? So I literally just quit. Had nothing. Cashed out some RSPs, some savings, and I wanted to figure out, what was important to me in life. After losing my mom, like I said, it kind of puts everything in perspective.
Just 1 month after quitting his job, a drawing and a dream turned Walton's world around.
And a man named Lindsay Weatherden approached me. He's like, listen, I have a great idea. I wasn't able to bring it to life. He's like, I want to meet you for drinks, offline, and I want to introduce it to you. I'm like, great. So I ended up meeting Lindsay Weatherden with Rob Tarantino. He ends up showing me, for the Toronto fans, a Phil Kessel jersey drawing on a chair. I looked at it, I was like, this is great. I love it. And so he says, if you like it, he's like, I'm going to give you free rein to take it and run with it. So we literally took that drawing on a piece of paper that day on February 7th, 2015, and we brought it to life.
Last October, My Custom Sports Chairs was born. Walton and his team of 7 have since inked licensing deals with the NHL, CFL, NCAA, and the National Football League.
You start with the one league, it's kind of like a domino effect. They give you that instant credibility to, they're officially licensed with the NHL already? Okay, now when we go to the CFL, it's a little different. When we go to the NFL, okay, you got these leagues. And so it's kind of been a snowball effect.
While most of the custom sports chairs are available across North America, the NFL license is exclusive to Canada for now.
Every officially licensed doesn't give companies under 3 years old a license. So what we're doing to kind of get past that is they're telling us is because your offering is so unique that we want to offer that to our customers now. So we don't want to wait for 3 years. So we had that conversation with the NFL, and I don't want to jinx it. But we potentially could have that North American license by November of this year. I want people to see us as an established, credible product, and we're not going to go offline from that. So, when you see our chair, you're going to see that officially licensed symbol on the bottom. It's like you're buying a jersey on a chair. And if we can continue to grow our corporate customized business, that's great, but our core business and always will be our officially licensed products.
The company has been wildly successful. In just 1 year, that original drawing has led to nearly $1 million in sales.
Could you have seen ending up where you are now and where you're headed?
Absolutely not. I saw, the writing on the wall. I thought it was a great idea. I thought it'd be very receptive to people. But the speed that we're growing and the snowball effect that we're growing, I didn't see the pace that it was going to go at. Now we're selling in, a lot of the NHL shops and a lot of the CFL shops. And you go to the arena and you see our chair in there in the shop. It's like, those are one of those moments you step back, you look at it, you're like, wow, you can't really believe, this is happening, So, like I said, I knock on wood every day. I'm very grateful for what's happening here, and I feel privileged to be able to do what I want to do.
Just an amazing story. Ricky Walton making good as a Tiger alum. And there it is, a live look inside the atrium of the Gene Policini Center here at RIT. The custom chair, thanks to alumnus Ricky Walton and our friends at mycustomsportschair.com. Fans, no doubt, watching at home and here at the Policini Center, want to know how they get their hands on that great Tiger memorabilia. Well, here's your chance. Thankfully, SportsZone is giving a pair of My Custom Sports Chairs away. Those Tiger chairs could be yours. All you have to do is go to our RIT SportsZone Facebook page, like our page, and comment on our post about the chairs, and you'll be entered to win. We'll select a winner at random on December 10th. Of course, I know a lot of you cannot wait to get your hands on chairs. They make those other brands as well. You can go to mycustomsportschairs.com and order your own right now. You'll get $50 off when you use the promo code SportsZone at checkout. Well, still ahead on the program tonight, Gene Battaglia sits down with one of RIT's top offensive threats. But next, we bring you the sights and sounds from last night's RIT victory. It's all ahead. You're watching RIT SportsZone pregame live. And we are nearly 15 minutes away from face-off between RIT Tigers and the Colonials of Robert Morris. RIT victorious last night and looking for the early season edge in the conference standings with a sweep here tonight. Once again, you are watching RIT SportsZone pregame live, presented by Taylor the Builders. Well, if you're just joining us or if you didn't have a chance to catch last night's game, you missed a spirited effort by the RIT Tigers. But you're in luck. SportsZone brings you the sights and sounds of RIT hockey in an opening night edition of Hockey Central.
Valenzuela coming right up the center of the ice. Here's a 2-on-1. Valenzuela and Cairns. Cairns fires, scores! The 2-1 game. Villette jumping in, scores! Are you kidding? His first collegiate goal in his first collegiate game. Welcome to RIT, Brody Villette. And coming away with it is Valenzuela, 2-on-1. Valenzuela, scores! Gabe Valenzuela!
Are you kidding me? What was that? That was spectacular. Boy, this is some great puck handling. Doesn't give the puck up to Cairns. He keeps it. Not yet. Not yet. Got his head up. He knows exactly where he wants to go. Isaac has not been moving well. Kind of off balance. Look at this. He goes down to the pad and tries to get back up, and boom. That is textbook.
Oh, the sights and sounds of RIT Hockey Central, courtesy of Gene Battaglia, John DiTullio, and the great crew here at RIT SportsZone. You can find Hockey Central all season long on our website, RITSZ.com. A great way to catch up on the games you may have missed throughout the year. Well, you're not going to want to miss many games this season. This Tigers team is looking pretty good. They have a wealth of experience back, which includes 5 of its top 6 scorers from a year ago. RIT SportsZone's Gene Battaglia joins us now live. Gene, you sat down with one of the Tigers' top offensive threats earlier this week, didn't you?
Yeah, Kevin, thanks. Good evening to you. Miles Powell, 15 goals last season, but it was that leadership that Powell displayed during that tumultuous period where the Tigers were without a goalie. Wayne Wilson rewarding him by naming him a captain this year. And wouldn't you know, Powell last night also scoring. Miles Powell developing into one of the leaders on this team.
I would have to think that was the highlight of your career here, being the tournament MVP. What was that like, getting the 2 wins at the Blue Cross Arena?
Those 2 wins were huge for us, and you know, Millsy came back with that goal against Air Force just to give us a chance, you know, and that's huge. He always seems to come up clutch in those situations, and you know, I had some great lineman mates that fed me the puck when I was in the right spot and just happened to put it in.
His winning goal was a great goal, a timely goal, obviously, when it's in overtime to move us to the championship game, and then I forget a couple goals, and I don't know how many assists His last game really propelled us past Robert Morris, and I really he's coming in as a very confident leader this year in himself, and we've got him with some different wingers that he's going to have to grow to, and we're very cognitive of when I say keeping him happy, making sure that he's got the right people around him because of what we feel that he's able to accomplish this year.
What was it from first year to second year? Because your play did take off when the Tigers needed some scoring. You were there to provide it.
I think it was just confidence coming in that second year, you know, knowing the league and the level of play. And then also just getting the opportunity to step into that position from the coaching staff and just really focus and step up my game.
I think playing with Josh Mitchell certainly helped him, and I think even putting him in situations like penalty kill where I don't think he was expecting that, probably wanting that, but wasn't expecting it. And you know, we were trying to find a spot on the power play, and the power play was clicking last year, so you don't want to tinker too much with it. But I think a lot of different things, increased ice time and just confidence in his game.
Rebounded from Powell, puts it in. Johnny Early, amazing Kreskin. It's 3-0.
Tell me about the decision you named Miles Powell as one of your captains.
Well, that's a decision made by a lot of people. Our players vote on captains. The coaching staff also gets one vote, and even our equipment person, Jeff Siegel, also gets a vote. I think it's the people that know the locker room the best that get to vote. Some teams are just players. Some teams coaches pick. I think ours is a combination of everything. But those three guys really stood out in the voting amongst the pack, and were named captains.
Quick shot in the goal!
A lot of great men before you have worn that C. So what does it mean to you to be captain of the Tigers?
It's just an honor to be named captain. You know, any team, when you get that, you know, it means a lot. It's just a privilege to be able to show leadership throughout the team.
Hey, give it to him, 1T.
How much did you learn about leadership last year when things were going wrong?
You learn a lot when you're down. You know, you gotta keep fighting, and I don't necessarily think I was forced into the position. You know, I tried to rise to that, and I feel like everyone stepped up when they needed to when we were down in that situation.
One of the captains of this team, again, voted on by his teammates and the coaching staff. And Kevin, what do you always say about players? The biggest players play their best in the biggest games, and Miles Powell did that last year. The game winner against Air Force, and then 2 in the championship game against Robert Morris. And this year, anchoring that line with Caleb Cameron and Abbott Gerdukis. Big things are expected from number 19 this season.
Absolutely, Gene, and he scored in the exhibition. He scored again last night, off to a great start. As we take a look at Miles Powell's progression from freshman year to his sophomore year a year ago, he's become one of the go-to guys on the ice. Look at this. He almost quadrupled his goal total from a year ago, from his freshman year to his sophomore year. 15 goals, led the Tigers a year ago. He also added 17 assists. If RIT is able to capture a third straight conference title, there's no doubt Powell will need to be a big contributor again this season. Oh, as you can hear, it is getting loud at the Policini Center. Over 3,000 expected here tonight for the Tigers and Colonials. They're taking the ice for introductions in mere moments as we are closing in on game time. We'll send you upstairs to John and Gene next. This is RIT SportsZone Pregame Live. And just a reminder, next Saturday night, RIT SportsZone's live coverage of Tiger hockey begins at 7 right here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel as RIT hosts former Atlantic hockey rival UConn. The Huskies are coming to the Blue Cross Arena, and they're hoping for a 6th consecutive sellout crowd of over 10,000 at the Big House. If you haven't been to the Big House for an RIT homecoming game, you got to get there. Tickets still available. You can purchase them by going to rit.edu/Brick City. You can stop by the Gene Policini box office during the week to pick up tickets as well, or you can pick them up at the Blue Cross Arena box office too. Well, that will do it for us here on RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live. We thank you so much for watching us. Up next is RIT and Robert Morris live from the Gene Policini Center with Gene Battaglia and John DiTullio. Enjoy the game, everyone. RIT Sports Zone Live begins now.